what I ate in a day. I made some coffee using the Jellybean.celine cold brew kit. I just added a little bit of vanilla and some heavy cream. Very yum, and I think you should get yours on August 17th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And for breakfast, I decided to try the Korean steamed egg. And yes, I don't know why, but my eggs were like frozen again. I should have learned from the last time. But this was actually really simple to make, and I decided to add mozzarella cheese on the top because that just seemed like it would be delicious, and it was. I poured some sesame oil over the top before I ate it with a bowl of rice. And then for lunch, I've been craving KBBQ so badly, but I am by myself, so I decided to make a KBBQ bowl, and I just cooked up some pork belly on the stove, added some greens, some rice, some cucumbers, some samjang, some bean sprouts, and it was so good. For dinner, I wasn't super hungry, so I wanted to try to air fry some tofu. So I cut my tofu into little squares to make them kind of like little nuggets, and then I made a little batter with a bunch of random seasonings, and then I dipped it in the batter and then into breadcrumbs, and then I put it in the air fryer. I also made this little sauce, but I ended up liking it with spicy mayo more than I did the dipping sauce that I made. After I finished that, I ended my night with some wine, a pickle, and an adult Lunchables. What I ate on my first day of in-person classes as a PhD student. I had to wake up super early to catch the bus, something I did not miss, so all I had was a banana and some water. Since it was the first day, this 3-hour class actually ended early, so I stopped by the campus Starbucks, but apparently I did not have as much time as I thought, and I had to leave to the class that I'm TAing, so I didn't have time to eat the lunch I packed. I ended up eating my lunch at home, which was just some leftover pasta, some popcorn, and water. And as you can see, I'm changed and my hair is up because I was so sweaty from walking home from the bus. For dinner, I just made a rice bowl with spam and eggs. It's kind of just my go-to easy meal if I'm feeling lazy or tired. I cooked my eggs over easy, added garlic chili oil, and I added broccoli this time. Sometimes I add kimchi, sometimes I add seaweed. It changes depending on what I have. Lastly, I ended the night with some boba to reward myself for, completing my first day. And stay safe, my friends. What I ate in a day. So for my first meal, I decided to make an egg sandwich. I've been making these like once a week because it's so easy. I boiled 2 eggs and then I cut them up using my little egg cutter. It just is so convenient, and I don't like my eggs like super smushed. I kind of like it a little chunky. I add some Kewpie mayo, salt, pepper. I also like to add lemon pepper and a little bit of onion powder. I also add some parsley, and then I just spread it on my piece of toast, and then I add the other toast and I cut it diagonally. I enjoy eating this for breakfast and lunch and even dinner. It's good for any meal. And then I make my coffee. I add my milk and creamer to my cup, and then I use my Nespresso machine to make a double shot of espresso. I add my ice, and then I forgot my white chocolate mocha sauce, so I also mix that in, and yep, very yummy. And then I had a slice of banana bread that I actually made the other day. For my next meal, I just made a fried rice with things I found in my fridge. So I chopped up some garlic, some mushrooms, carrots, and kimchi, and I just kind of stir-fried that all up. Added some gochujang, and then I added some white rice, and I added some seasonings, some sesame oil, some soy sauce, mixed everything all together, added some kimchi juice, made a little hole in the middle, and cracked an egg. I cut up some seaweed and put some sesame seeds, mixed everything together, and that is my makeshift kimchi fried rice with what I found in my fridge. And later I snacked on a pickle and then also some jalapeno chips. This is what I ate in a day. I had a really simple breakfast, just some bagels with cream cheese, strawberries on the side, and then I had some leftover broccoli cheese soup, and then I had some very, very, very ripe bananas that I always forget to finish. So I made some banana bread. I sometimes purposely leave my bananas to go super ripe to make this. The recipe is super simple. I always adjust it and it still comes out fine. I also added nuts, but if you're allergic or don't like nuts, then don't do that. Then it was finally time for my coffee. I forgot to make ice, so I had like 3 ice cubes, but I just made a double shot of espresso over some milk and oat milk creamer and some white chocolate mocha sauce. Very good. And then after an hour, my banana bread was finally out of the oven. It was moist and beautiful, and it always comes out delicious, so you should try the recipe. For lunch, I decided to make a chipotle / taco bowl. This is seriously one of the easiest meals to meal prep, because once you have all of these ingredients prepped, you just throw it all together. I used ground beef with taco seasoning. When you have all of these ingredients, it's so easy. Like for the whole week, you can make like nachos or tacos or bowls. I almost forgot the cheese, but yeah, it was very good. And then for dinner, I wanted to try the crispy rice sushi, so I rolled up some rice, with my hands, and then I put that into the air fryer because I didn't want to fry it in oil because that makes my kitchen stink and my apartment is tiny. Anyways, I chopped up some salmon instead of tuna. I know most people use tuna, but I wanted to use salmon. I added mayo, sriracha, sesame oil, ponzu sauce, soy sauce, garlic chili oil, and then I also had some imitation crab, so I just added that all in there. Also mushed up some avocado, and then I topped everything. Oh, just a reminder, when you're making anything with raw fish, make sure you have sushi grade salmon, or you could, get sick. But yeah, these came out so beautiful. Like, look at these, restaurant quality. But to be honest, they were good, but I prefer my sushi bake. This is what I ate in a day. For breakfast, I started off by poaching an egg in my little egg gondola, and then I cut up some Spam. I cut them into little bite-sized pieces, let them brown in a pan, and then my poached egg was done. Then in a bowl, I added some rice, my Spam, some seaweed, my poached egg, added soy sauce on my egg, furikake, and some kimchi. This is one of my favorite meals, and my poached egg came out perfectly. For lunch, I decided to make air-fried tofu to add to my salad, so I cubed up tofu using my cute little ninja cutting board. For my ingredients, I used these cherry measuring spoons. I used onion powder, garlic salt, ponzu because I like the little citrusy tang, and then some cornstarch for crunch. I stuck those into the air fryer, and then into a big bowl, I added some spring mix, and then I used a pre-made salad mix, like from the grocery store. I think it was the Asian sesame crunch one. It's so good. And then I did get a coffee. I went to a coffee shop, forgot to film that, but here's a picture. For dinner, I ate some leftovers. I got this yesterday from a Korean restaurant. It is spicy pork, and I ate it with rice and kimchi. Very good. This is what I ate in a day. Over rice, I had 2 Korean marinated eggs, or mayak eggs. I made them last night. It was my first attempt, and I will definitely be making them again because they were so easy and so delicious. I love how you could just keep it in the fridge and have something to eat the moment you wake up or any time of the day. After eating, I had to run some errands, quote unquote. Honestly, I had to go to Target, but I decided to pick up some coffee. For lunch, I was super lazy, so I decided to have one of these frozen wonton soups with noodles from Costco. These are actually so good. Like, you just add some water and microwave it. You do have to add a little seasoning because it is a little bland, or, well, to me at least, it's a little bland, but the base is very good. I also ate a cutie. I actually ended up eating 3 cuties today because I'm trying to finish the bag before I leave. And then for dinner, I was really tempted to order some chicken wings, like order Wingstop. But I was like, no, I have some chicken in the fridge. So I marinated it. I added a light coat of flour, and then I air fried them. I also made a lemon pepper butter sauce, and it was good. It was not Wingstop, but it was still very good and healthier. Look how cute Benny is back there. But lastly, I had these fruity cereal Kit Kats, so good. This is what I ate on Thanksgiving. I started off with a big bowl of bunryeo that my mom made. It was so good. And then about 2 hours later, we headed to my brother's house and we had more traditional Thanksgiving foods. Everything from the steak and the turkey to the green bean casserole, mashed potatoes. It was all very good. And Our turkey is not dry, so if you don't like turkey, it's because you're not cooking it right. We had a bunch of desserts that I didn't even film all of it, but I had a taro cupcake. It was very good. And then we had these coconut jellies that my sister-in-law got, and they were so good. I think one of my favorite things I ate today. I forgot to film these, but I made little chocolate covered strawberries that look like turkeys, and I ate one. And then for our last meal, we had a bunch of sashimi and sushi bake. I just want to say I'm so thankful for my family who loves to eat and cook. This is what I ate in a day. For breakfast, I wanted to make some eggs, so first I sauteed some veggies, mushrooms, tomatoes, spinach, and then poured some eggs. Let that cook on low. I did flip it, and then while it cooked, I started my coffee. I'm using the All Awake Pour Over Drip coffee, and if you peep the mug, yes, we're doing a collab, and it'll be available on December 6th. I made some toast, and then I also cut the edges of my eggs so it'll fit on my toast, but don't worry, I also ate those. I topped it with some Kewpie mayo and some parsley, and now back to the coffee. I added some white chocolate mocha and some creamer. And that is my breakfast, along with a cup of water because I do drink water. And then for lunch, I had a chicken Caesar salad wrap. I've been seeing this mom make this for her son for lunch. I forgot the name of her account, so I'm so sorry, but I just see it randomly on my For You page. I was like, wait, I love Caesar salad. So I made it. It's so easy and it's so good. I used shredded romaine, cheese, chicken thighs that I cooked on a pan, some crispy jalapenos, and Caesar. For dinner, I had some short ribs that my mom actually grabbed for me from a party she went to. I ate it with some rice and then some cucumber salad that I made today as well.